know. All right, here we go. No, I assume it's blank. All right, guys, just a friendly reminder that on Tuesday you have a timed writing. You'll get 4 essays. You'll get 4 essays. You'll only have to write 3. It's in 40 minutes to do it. Make sure you're prepared for that. It is going to be on period 4 content. This weekend for homework, you are completing a DBQ, which means you're doing the whole damn thing, which means whatever documents I do not complete with happy, you're completing those documents. You are doing the groupings. Remember, we do the group, we do the documents, and a brief summary of what those groups are. You're doing that. Then you are writing out the entire essay. On yesterday, we went through and we highlighted the rubric and all that stuff. We had the rubric, you had your essay all highlighted. So you know the formatting, correct? That is what you need to have on your desk while you're working this weekend, okay? Theoretically, the DBQ is only supposed to take you 60 minutes. I'm letting you know right now, this is a very tricky DBQ. You're going to have a little bit of a rough go of it. Keep in mind, this is like the first one you're going to do entirely on your own. So am I going to be incredibly harsh on the grading? That broke my little heart. No, I'm not going to be incredibly harsh on the grading, okay? I want you to go through the documents, but what is the most important thing to me when I start teaching you how to write an essay? Format. Format is the most important thing, okay? So make sure you're looking at what you need to be doing while you're going through it. You have 60 minutes to write this essay. Remember, when you see total time, 1 hour and 40 minutes, that's for both the long essay and the DBQ. So don't be tricked by that. You have 140 minutes. So if you have 60 minutes to write this, is it easy or hard?
Hard.
Hard, because 50 minutes is for easy ones, 60 minutes is for hard ones. All right, here we go. Question 1 is based on the accompanying documents. The documents have been edited for the purpose of this exercise. You need to have a thesis. You need to have contextualization. You need to have evidence from the documents, evidence beyond the documents, so that's your outside information. Sourcing the documents, you need to reference point of view and all that stuff. Complex understanding, which means you are implying and you are synthesizing, our favorite part, correct? Yes, and the thing we're best at, correct? Yeah. Rebecca, I love your positivity today. All right, here you go. Here's the prompt. Using the documents provided in your knowledge of world history, evaluate the extent to which the spread of Buddhism transformed Chinese society between 350 CE and 900 CE. What is the prompt asking us? What do you got, Jackson? How what? Yes, the key words are transforming China. How did Buddhism transform China? Okay, this has been modified for the new exam score. This was actually given as an essay for the AP writing, I think in 2011, which had an old essay format. They had 12 documents, you only have 7, part of the modifications. When it was originally given, most of the AP kids wrote about how Buddhism got to China. That's not what this essay is about, correct? It's about the effect of Buddhism on China. So a lot of kids got straight zeros because they didn't answer the prompt. You have to make sure you answer the prompt. All right, so we're transforming Chinese society, so we want to see the effects. The effects is the big thing that we're looking at. And the date range is 350 CE to 900. Where are we picking up, friends? 2 and 3 is where we are at. So, another weird thing. Sometimes they do this. Doesn't it make you uncomfortable? It makes me really uncomfortable as well. I don't like it. They're trying to get away from doing this, which is a good thing, but you never know what you're going to see on your AP exam. Okay? So, here we go. So we're looking at the effects Buddhism has had on China. Here we go. So, just looking real quick, you have 3 documents, then you have a picture. Yes! The fun keeps coming. And a total of 7 documents. Damn! They're wordy. They're long. Here we go. Alright, so every document you need to have your happy. There you go, that's all you gotta do. It doesn't need to be fancy here. Here we go. Source, Z. Dun, Chinese scholar, author, confidant of Chinese aristocrats and high officials during the period when northern China was invaded by Central Asian steppe nomads circa 350 CE. So, China is being what at this time, Catherine? It's being invaded. It's in 350, which means you're in period 2. Mongols are when? Period 3 at the very end, correct? So it's not Mongols. Steppe nomads have always been there. I like where you're going with it, but be careful of that. You got to pay attention to the time period because it's at the end of 2. It's in the middle of 2. Remember, 600 BCE to 600 CE, so we're in the middle of 2. Okay, so China's under attack. And if I had to pick, it's going to be in the middle of the Han. China's under attack. So that's your historical perspective, correct? Okay, so whosoever in China in this era of sensual pleasures, okay, serves the Buddha and correctly observes the commandments, who recites the Buddhist scriptures, and who furthermore makes a vow to be reborn without ever abandoning his sincere intention, will, at the end of his life, when his soul passes away, be miraculously transported therever. He will behold the Buddha and be enlightened in his spirit, and then he will enter nirvana. Of course, when you see an asterisk, always read what the hell the asterisk says. Some people don't. What idiots. The extinction of desire and individual consciousness. We all know that nirvana is the goal of what? Buddhism. It's the goal of Buddhism. Alright, so what is this saying to us? Who can just briefly summarize what this document's saying? What do you got, Sophie? There you go. Follow the rules of Buddhism and you'll go to nirvana. Okay, who is the audience? Trey. Okay, followers and... If you're a worshiper, then you're a follower. Followers and...
Bureaucrats.
Non-followers, correct? Followers and non-followers. And why are non-followers in there? Why, Timmy? Yeah, absolutely. He's obviously talking to a bunch of people who probably believe, and he's probably talking to a bunch of people who are there to be like, okay. What is the purpose of the piece? During this time period, why is he talking to these people? What do you think? Sydney?
To like give people like while they're under attack faith.
Give people, very nice. Give people something to believe in. Okay, point of view we'll skip. Why are we reading this? What does this have to do with our prompt of the effect of Buddhism in China? Matthew.
It's not showing us that Buddhism is where you go. Is your go-to move when you're in bad times.
Shown as an escape for Chinese Buddhism. Sorry, I should have written Buddhism. Buddhism shown as an escape for hard times in China. I like Matthew. Nice. Hard times in China. Good. All right. Point of view. Why is this person writing it? What is their big motivation? Why would they be taking the time to do this? What do you got, Jackson? Okay, convert, fine. But keep in mind, everyone's under attack. You know, things aren't going so well. It's probably in between the end of the chin and the Han. It's probably right around where the Han kind of kick in, or they're struggling. What do you think, Kayla?
Some people don't feel unsafe in the
He's a Chinese scholar. He's not a bureaucrat. Now, does he probably work for the government, some sort of facility, some sort of component, probably? But no. Even though it's always a good go-to answer, just like bureaucrats. What do you got, Will?
Maybe he's like trying to centralize the rule in China.
No, because he's not a government agent. Trey.
Shaw, great and peaceful Buddhism.
Give people opportunity to find peace in chaos. Right? Isn't that why Buddhism is attractive to Chinese people? Is that what we talked about when we were going through it? Okay, there you go. Perfect. One document down. 2. Of course, we need our happy. Okay, anonymous Chinese scholar. The disposition of error. Is that a positive or negative?
Negative.
That's negative. China circa 500. So, this is 150 years later. See the connection? Okay. Question. If Buddhism is the greatest and most venerable of ways, why did the great sages of the past and Confucian not practice it? In the Confucian classics, no one mentions it. Why then do you love the way of the Buddha and rejoice in outlandish arts? Can the writings of the Buddha exceed the classics and the commentaries and beautify the accomplishments of the sages? Is this positive or negative?
Negative.
It's very negative. So let's see what the answer is. All written works need not necessarily be the words of Confucius. To compare the sages to the Buddha would be like comparing a white deer to a unicorn or a swallow to a phoenix. The records and the teachings of the Confucian classics do not contain everything. Even if the Buddha is not mentioned in them, what occasion is there for suspicion? What is happening here? Catherine.
It's like a conversation between someone who doesn't like the Buddhism and someone who
It's a convo between pro and anti, correct? Okay, so question. Now of the happiness there is none greater than the continuation of one's line of unfiled conduct. There is no worse than childlessness. The monks forsake wives and children, reject property and wealth. Some do not marry at all in their lives. Answer. Wives, children, and property are luxuries of the world, but simple living and inaction are the wonders of the way. The monk practices the way and substitutes that for worldly pleasures. He accumulates goodness and wisdom in exchange for the joys of having wife and children. What is the historical perspective? What is trying to be done here? What is trying to be done? Tanner?
They're trying to bring Confucianism back.
Is it bring Confucianism back? Who do you think wins the argument? Who do you think was staged to win this argument? The Confucianism or the Buddhist? Buddhist. Guys, think about it. So, if you are a non-believer, we can agree that the question is non-believing, correct? They don't believe in Buddhism. And they say, well, how can you believe in Christianity when children are dying all around the world? Why would a God let children die? It's a fair question. Can we not agree? Mm-hmm. And a Christian would respond that God has a big plan for the whole world. Things happen because there's a bigger plan in place. It is not God's will to have children die, but things happen in order for something bigger and better, and God's always leading the way. He controls the big picture, not all small pictures. Okay? At the end of the day, who wins the argument? The Christian, because who gets the last word? The Christian, correct? In this one, who wins?
The Buddhist.
The Buddhist. Why would a Buddhist set it up this way? Why would a Buddhist set it up this way, Georgia?
To kind of like non-believers realize that there's like
Is this like strictly talking about scriptures, or is it talking about theory, practical theories? More theories, absolutely. This is a very logical argument to do what? It's a logical argument for what, Catherine?
To like address the beliefs of the non-consensus and like kind of like.
Absolutely. It's a logical explanation of how Chinese people can do their culture and have Buddhism. Does that make sense? Do you see this? The Buddhist isn't saying, well, everything you're doing is wrong. They're saying that they can do it together, correct? So who's the audience for this? Sydney. Non-Buddhist. Absolutely. Oh, we didn't get to historical perspective. What is the perspective of this? What is the perspective? What is the whole piece trying to do? It's trying to what? Matthew.
Is Neo-Confucianism like Buddhism?
Not yet. Neo-Confucianism doesn't start until 5. Kiara.
Not like Confucianism and Buddhism.
Yeah, it's the beginning of trying to connect both ideas, correct? It's sitting there, they're trying to hash it out. What is the purpose of the piece? We're trying to connect, okay? What is the purpose of the piece, Kiara?
To like convince people not to give up.
There you go. It's to show, good job, show that both can exist. No sacrifices. Okay? Point of view will come back. Why are we reading about this in 2018? What does this have to do with our prompt? What does this have to do with our prompt? What do you got? Benji, what do you think? Remember, we're talking about, the prompt says, what are the effects of Buddhism on Chinese culture?
Kind of that it intertwined with it didn't change everything. It came and blended with.
Okay, it's not trying to change. Nice job, Benji. Not trying to change. China but improve. Very nice. Okay, so why is this author writing it when he wrote it? What would his motivation to write it in the format he did? Question, answer, question, answer. I don't know about you, but if I'm trying to persuade someone, I don't do question, answer format in my writings. Why would he do it? What do you think, Julia?
It might be easier for other people to like see both sides of it.
Okay, easier. Okay, and he's trying to what, Sydney?
Like clear up the common misconceptions.
Clearing up common misconceptions. Clearing up common misconceptions. Okay, the point of view is cleaning up common misconceptions. Okay, that's his goal, is to clean it up, and he wants it to be simple, straightforward. Because does he want this only to be of the elite or for anyone? Anyone. All right, good. Look at us moving right along. Document 3. Emperor Wendy, founder of the Sui dynasty, Imperial Edict 601. Is this before or after the last one? It's after. So this is the youngest. This one's after. This one's the latest. So we see the progression, correct? What else is really important about that source? What else are we seeing? Huh? Islam.
Well, no, not in. Never mind.
No, Islam is here. What are we seeing? What are we seeing, Evelyn?
That it's an imperial,
What's an imperial edict?
it's like, not like word, but like something that like the it's like a law, it's like the Milan kind of like.
Okay, yeah. It's a government decree. It's a government decree. Okay? What is the other big key word here, people, that you gotta pick out? What is it, Rebecca?
Is it Sui dynasty?
No. I mean, Sui. What do we know about them? There you go. So they pro trading and stuff like that. Guys, what's the key word here, Timmy?
Isn't Wendy
No, it's not. No, there's only one. It's Empress Boo is the only chick. Don't worry, she's on the next page. Guys, there's a big thing here that you have to recognize because we have a scholar. We have a scholar. And now we have a what MP?
Emperor. Oh, emperor. Yeah, I read that.
Emperor. Emperor, emperor, emperor. So, happy, H-A-P-P-Y. Okay, right off the cuff, if you see an emperor making an imperial decree, okay, what does that tell you? The government's behind whatever this is telling us, correct? So, with the armed might of the whatever, a world-ruling turner of the wheel in Indian Buddhism, okay, we spread the ideas of the ultimately enlightened one with 100 victories in 100 battles. We promote the practice of the 10 virtues. The weapons of war we regard as incense and the flowers offered to the Buddha. Is this pro or anti-Buddhism?
Pro.
Pro. So, all the people within the 4 C's may, without exception, develop enlightenment and together cultivate fortunate karma. Bring it to pass that may present existences will lead with happy future lives and sustain certain good of causation will carry us one and all up the wondrous enlightenment. Okay. What is the historical significance here? What do you got, Sydney? You're killing it today, by the way.
Is it the time when the government first starts promoting Buddhism?
It is the first government endorsement. It's a big deal. Who's the audience? Who's the audience? What do you got, Gabby? It's an imperial edict. It's an imperial edict. If Trump gets behind his podium today as our president, who's that for? The people. The people. That means everybody. Purpose. What is the purpose of the peace? What do we got, Kira?
Justify the because she's saying how they
No, it's not talking about, hey, you should really join me. The weather's really great over here in Buddhism land. You should come. You should check it out. Greta, what do you think?
It's like trying to show what he's done to.
Guys, think about it. He's the founder of the SWE. He's the guy who started it all. Okay? And he's talking about how armed might of this Buddhism thing, the idea is we use incense and flowers offered to the Buddha as our weapons. What is he saying? Camden.
That his dynasty is going to be centered around Buddhism.
Dynasty centered around Buddhism. That the reason why they're there is what? Buddhism. There you go. So, why does this connect to the prompt? How does this connect to the prompt? Why do we care about this piece? We'll get to point of view. What? Kara, I see you, and I'm not trying to ignore you like I don't care because I do, but I'm going to force Rebecca to talk to me.
Would it be that in this document, the government is endorsing Buddhism, which led to other government thinking it was okay?
Okay, well, we already got that because we have the historical evidence of first government to endorse it. But why is this a big deal? But why are we showing it? Remember, go back to your prompt. Whenever you get stuck, go back to your prompt. Okay? Evaluate the extent to which the spread of Buddhism affects Chinese society. Correct? So, how has Buddhism affected Chinese society looking at this imperial edict? Camden?
Is it the first time that a dynasty was centered around Buddhism?
Okay, dynasty center on it. Matthew?
Buddhism's changing the viewpoints of emperors.
Okay. Buddhism has reached top of society and now in government role. Okay? Here in the United States, whether you're a Christian or not, you can agree, especially under Trump, he's made us more Christian in our laws and attempted laws in the last year. Would you agree? He's brought his faith into his ruling. Can we agree? A lot of the things he's decided to do, especially in his executive orders, reflect a very heavy Christian background. Okay? With that being said, he is bringing Buddhism into his leadership, into his government for the first time. It's at the very top of society. What is his point of view? What is his goal? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? What do you think, Henry?
So,
Okay, kind of get behind Buddhism, fine. Why, Timmy?
trying to say like they're going to succeed because he's now like Buddhist.
Okay. The empire is on a righteous track. And its enlightenment will help. Okay? So, this is totally different from every other dynasty, correct? This is the first one to really embrace Buddhism, which means that he thinks because he's embraced Buddhism, it's probably going to last longer. Now, does we last long? So, big picture, is it going to work out well for him? No. Here we go. Picture! The Royal Cave Temple at the Longman Grottoes, built during the reign of Empress Wu. Yes! Our one chick is back. Yes! 624, 705. The Buddhist emperor, a Buddhist and emperor. Okay. Patron of arts during the Tang Dynasty. What do we know starts during the Tang Dynasty? It's a huge deal. What is it, Rebecca? No, it's song.
Civil services.
Civil service exam. Civil service exam. Now, civil service exam is based on what? Confucianism. So isn't that interesting? There's super hardcore Confucianism about Tang, right? Isn't that interesting? Look at that outside evidence. Okay, here we go. Hey, hey. Okay, happy. I'm going to put my white on here. All right, historical significance. We're seeing two emperors. What are they both? They're both Buddhists. So, emperors following Buddhist tradition. Would we agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right, who's the audience? It's a sculpture. Anyone? All right, I leave you.
Did first period get
I'm
through?
not going to say
No,
no.
real
You got
quick,
class
real
to
quick.
get to.
We have 7 minutes. Just 2 minutes.
Goodbye. You have to finish your documents. You got to group them. You got to write them.
How far did first period get?
About the same. We got a little further. Oh, like in the same document. I think we finished it. Goodbye, my darlings. Remember, Tuesday, timed writing. You're going to drop this off as soon as you walk in.
Just about period 4.
How long do you think it should take us to write?
You should be going straight to 40 minutes. It should be about 37 minutes, I'm fine with, but if you're at 30 minutes and you're done, you're doing it terribly wrong. Does that make sense? It's your first time you're doing a timed writing, and you have no idea what the prompt is. So you should be sitting there brainstorming. It should take some time. I'm expecting most of you to run up right up on that time, or within like 34 minutes of it. That's what I'm expecting.
Are you expecting a lot of people not to finish? Or some people?
No, I'm expecting some not to be good. If we're being honest. Some people will not finish.
Are those going to be partially
gonna be
graded?
Would you
Everything's
would you
gonna be
rather
graded.
would
It's
you
being
rather
scored by like AP.
would you rather it be not finished and good or
I would rather you
finished?
attempt all essays. Because you never know. Just a sentence can get you a point in an essay, so I'd rather you go.
Okay.
What a fun day.
I
Enjoy.
like her scarf, by the way.
Oh, thank you.